John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hey there, this is credit expert John Ulzheimer, and today I'm going to answer kind of an unusual question. I don't get this one very often, but it's very intriguing and it makes you think. Can you refinance credit card debt? All right, so what is refinance? Obviously, for those of you who have ever owned a home, you probably know what refinancing is. You're essentially replacing one loan with another loan. And the reason you would do something like that is because you want to get a better deal on a new loan, maybe a lower interest rate, something like that. Different terms that are more attractive to you, and that is generally referred to as refinancing. So obviously you can refinance a mortgage loan. You can absolutely refinance an auto loan, although it's not as common as refinancing a mortgage loan. Credit card debt is a little bit of a different animal though. You can essentially accomplish the same thing that you accomplish by refinancing with credit card debt, but you're not actually refinancing it. And let me give you some options. Credit card debt. What is credit card debt? Credit card debt is the balance that you have on your credit card that you are unable to pay off in full every single month. That is considered debt, and you pay interest on that, and interest on credit cards can be expensive. At the time of this recording, the average APR for a credit card, a general use credit card like a Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, is around 17%. For retail store cards, in other words, a card that have a store logo on them, those are going to be well into the 20% range. And that's probably going to be the most expensive debt you're ever going to service, unless you take out things like payday loans, pawn shop loans, title loans, asset loans, things like that. So credit card debt can be expensive. So yes, to the extent that you can replace credit card debt with new debt that is less expensive, that's essentially the same thing as refinancing it. And so here are some options. Number one, balance transfers. So if you have credit card debt and if you have good enough credit, then you may qualify for what's called a balance transfer credit card. You can transfer your balance from your higher APR cards onto the newly opened card, and most newly opened balance transfer cards have a 0% APR for some period of time, 6 months, 12 months, year and a half, whatever the case may be. And it buys you some time to have cheaper debt and to be able to pay it off so that you don't have to pay interest every single month. So that's one option. Another option is paying off your credit card debt with a loan. So you're actually converting revolving debt to installment debt, which is actually really good for your credit score, and it's probably going to be cheaper as well. So here are some options. Option number one, take out a personal loan to pay off your credit card debt. That is possibly cheaper, and you, depending on your income, you may be able to qualify for a large enough personal loan to pay off all of your credit card debt, which is going to convert revolving to installment, and it's probably going to be considerably cheaper. That's another option. Third option, and I actually like this one a lot, and I'll explain why, is opening a home equity line of credit. If you have enough equity in your house, you can actually open a home equity line of credit, which is a revolving credit line, just like a credit card is a revolving credit line. You can tap that HELOC, credit limit of the HELOC, or some portion of it, and then use that to pay off credit card debt. You're not converting revolving to installment, it's still revolving debt, but the good news is that debt on a revolving line of credit, HELOC, is not considered in the utilization metrics in FICO's and Vantage Score's credit scoring systems, and so you're actually going to lower your utilization by doing that. And the debt that you have on a HELOC is likely going to be considerably less expensive. The APR will be lower. It won't be zero, but it'll definitely be lower than what you're paying on your credit cards. And third, and this is something you're going to want to talk to your tax person about, there's a possibility that the interest that you pay on HELOC debt is going to be tax deductible. So effectively, the APR that you're paying is much lower because you're getting a tax benefit at the same time. So yes, you can refinance credit card debt, but it's not the same type of refinancing that you would do for a mortgage loan and certainly for an auto loan. One last tidbit If you do choose to refinance your credit card debt by paying it off with some other loan, don't close the credit cards. Leave them all open, because it's one of the issues with credit scores is by closing your credit card, you can actually cause your scores to go down. So leave them open. Just don't get back into debt to the extent where you can't pay it off in full every month, and you should be good to go. Thank you so much for watching. Drop your comments in the comment section. We'll talk again soon. Have a great rest of your day.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.